we've got one more, and it'll be Quebec 51, written by Shannon McKimmie, and I know Shannon has been a student of yours for a long, long time.
Long time.
And you've brought it through the ranks and has been extremely successful. So as a coach, when you see these riders, what is some of the really important attributes that you see to make a good rider an excellent rider?
Well, they've got to have talent, but if they don't have dedication, they'll never get there. It's like in everything in life. You can have all the talent in the world. If you don't have perseverance and total dedication, you're not going to make it. And that's certainly something that Shannon has shown. She started coming to us when she was 10. And she's a little bit older than that now. What am I allowed to say? 10, 20, it's 20 years.
60 years old now.
And, you know, I mean, in the meantime, she was a teenager and a few other things happened. She worked for me, and that's not always easy. So we sort of survived it all. We had our moments, haven't we, Shannon? But we're still here. Anyone that can work for me for a long time, I've got to admire them. So
we like your honesty. So yeah, Shannon McKimmie and the beautiful Quebec 51, I believe, is competing here small tour, but is probably working on all the Grand Prix movements.
He is, and of course that's our aim, to get him to Grand Prix. He's been in small tour for a while now, so we're starting to try and step it up. And he's an interesting horse because he was quite quick to learn. See, we know this horse really well because I actually imported him, and Shannon worked for me when he was a young horse, so she got to ride him as a young horse and introduce him to all his first classes, which was great. So she's known this horse for a long time. And I sold him to a para rider who had some success with him, but in the end the partnership didn't work out. So Shannon in the end has ended up back with the ride, which is fantastic, especially because they all started together. It was really nice. And Shannon's done a great job with this horse. But what we found was he was quite easy to teach Piaffe. I'd always teach them in hand to start with, and he started his Piaffe in hand and he got the hang of that. But we just had a hell of a job to get him to do any passage. For some reason he thought he had to do this with his leg and he couldn't just get this idea. Anyway, time's gone past, he's developed, he's strengthened, and we're pretty sure he's going to do it today, isn't he, Shannon? So it's a bit on and off. So once we get it, you'll see him in Grand Prix because he's got pretty well everything else. So let's just start with some trot. First of all, we just got to develop a really nice trot. That's the most important thing before you start Piaffe Passage. So you've got to have a really nice through horse with a good cadence, nice and steady in the connection. So you just warm up a little bit, Shannon, maybe ride a little bit of lateral work, things that we'd normally do before we start the Piaffe Passage. And it's like that with a lot of horses. A lot of horses you think you're never going to get it, and it's just like one day the penny drops and they get it. But you can't force it. I think it's like you have to wait till the horse develops and he finds his strength, and sooner or later they get the hint. There's many different ways of doing it, but yeah, he was a bit of a mystery for a while there. We couldn't figure out how we were going to get it, and then he just started to offer it, didn't he, Shannon? And I just think through collection and developing strength. Okay, make your legs a little bit longer, Shannon. You're a bit grippy there. So I must say, Shannon's done a great job because she had a really bad accident and hurt her right leg. And she's been very brave and strong and come back. I think she's come back an even better rider because she's really got to think about what she's doing and keeping her body strong and even. You know, we all, in time as riders, get injuries and you have to work through it and you have to develop your body back to normal strength. A little bit more bending there. Good. Some half halts and we'll start to develop a little bit more cadence. Good. So with this horse, it's really through the half halts and having the horse soft and supple and through that he can come to the passage. You make another half pass the other side. Good, that's good. Now, so Shannon's riding some half halts there. She's coming back, engaging the hind legs and going on a little bit. And they're all different, but I think with this horse he really needs that bit of connection to find his passage. Good. Don't lead with the hind leg. Good. Collection and finish it, finish it, finish it with the hind leg. Good. All right, stay on the circle now. Okay, and I want you to start to use those half halts to slowly develop that little bit more cadence, yes? He does need to have some energy to create what you need. So some of the horses first learn the passage by, it's really like compacting the horse, and then they find that you're telling it to go, but you're telling it to wait. And you're riding a little bouncy in your seat. Try and bounce it. This is what you say to me, isn't it, Shannon? Bounce your seat. Sit back, bounce your seat. Shannon's actually been helping me warm up at this show. She's done a marvellous job. And it's been really interesting to it's like having my own voice in my head, because I've taught her for so long and I don't have anyone to help me here, so Shannon's done just an incredible job. So do what you tell me, Shannon. I want you to bounce your seat and sit back a little bit. Have that connection. Slow, yeah. And always reward him. When you get some good steps, immediately pat. Good, good, pat. It's the same again, he's got to be able to go on with the pat. Very good, super. And pat, but keep going. Good boy, Bex, good boy. That's it. Not too kicky. Bounce your seat a little bit. Make it through your back in your seat. Good. And pat. And now go on trot. And relax his back again. So don't go too long and hard in one session. So you've got to create the energy, but I don't want that kicking passage. It's really got to come more through your back, not by squeezing and kicking. But it's tricky because you've got to create this kind of tension and energy that the horse wants to do it. It's good. Big pat. Big pat. Good. Good. And find your rhythm. Find your rhythm. Good. Pat. Good boy. He's got to keep going when you pat him. You can't stop. Good. Pat him. Good. All right. And just walk for a moment, and we'll come on the other rein. Now we're going to make a little piaffe, and then see how we go out of that. So sometimes he gets a little bit mixed up. He starts the piaffe and then you can't get the transition. So we've got to work on that a little bit. Okay, so come in that little little leg yield, a little bit of a leg yield. Good, good boy. He knows that. So don't force it. Bounce your seat. Good boy, Bex. Now creep it forward. Steady connection, and find the little passage now. Creep it forward. This is what he has trouble with. Bounce seat. Good boy. Nearly there. Good. Don't make him tense. Not tense. Just think trot now. Think trot. When it goes wrong, just think trot. Go trot. Don't make him tense. Good. And now come back and relax. Pat him. Relax your seat. You're getting a bit clingy. Good. That's good. Relax your seat. And go on. And gradually back to piaffe. Don't force it. Good. And then on again. Very good. Very good. Super. Don't force. Just click. Good. Pat. Good boy. He's getting there. Very good. Very good. Now go rising trot and reward him. You've got to reward just small things that he does well. Don't get cross. I know I can see what's happening here. Shannon's really wants to show you how well she can do it. And so she's just a little tighter than she normally is. But you don't have to. We're just showing how you train it, okay? So if it doesn't happen instantly, we're not going to worry about it. Just get him a little relaxed again now, relaxed and soft. And then we'll come a little bit the other way. Walk and have a little relax. So you've got to, the thing is, you've got to create a little bit of tension to get it, but then you've got to be able to relax and go, it's okay, all right? You don't want to just let that tension build and build and then the horse gets itself in a knot. You know, every horse is different training Piaffe Passage. The way there's no one set way that I train Piaffe Passage. I would say that I start most of them a little Piaffe in the hand, so they know what we want. But a lot of it can come just through developing the trot, developing that little bit of cadence. Gradually the strength develops, and then you can just shorten the passage up till you get him towards like half steps. There's so many different ways to do it, and every horse is different, and you've got to feel the way for each individual horse. You know, you think with this horse, he's got a nice trot, he can do the Piaffe, you think the passage would be easy for him, but it hasn't been easy. It's been quite difficult. So Shannon's doing a really good job just to get it, because other riders have tried and not succeeded. So she's doing a great job. But you don't have to do it on the spot, on the instant, Shannon. You wait for it to get off it. Okay. Good. Keep him relaxed. Good. Pat him. Good boy. Good boy, Bex. Just keep him through. Don't force it. Play with it. You've got to play. Play with it. Don't force it. Just play round. If it doesn't happen instantly, it doesn't matter. You've got to make it fun for the horse. And that's really important when you're teaching this stuff. Okay, and then you just slow the trot a little bit. Cradle, yeah, good. Good, 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 good. Good boy, good boy. Good, and then gradually back to Piaffe. Good, super. That's really good. Well done, Bex. Good boy. Good boy. And then find the steps out. Okay, go rising trot and make him loose. So I don't want to do too much in one session. It's you know, it's quite, he's got to ride Pre-St. George into one at the weekend, so I don't want to press him too hard. But you can see there's just so many different things that you can use to create the Piaffe Passage, with every horse being completely different. You just got to find the key and the way. But good. The main thing is to keep the horse's confidence and keep him on side. Good, Shannon. Good. Have I done the rising trot passage with you? Let's show a little bit of that, because this is another thing you can use. It's very handy. When you're having trouble with the rhythm, you can do rising trot and slow the rising trot. Slow. Doesn't matter if it doesn't happen straight up. Yeah, good, Pat. So you can really use the rising trot. It's a good technique for a horse like this, because you can keep the back loose at the same time. Good, pat him and go on. And then we'll come back and do that again. So you just got to play, make it fun, do different things. And it's got to come in a nice way, not in a forced way. That's very good. I like the rising trot. Let's do that again. Good. It's coming. It's coming. Good. Keep him loose. Nice and steady in connection. Just slow a little bit. Use your rising trot to slow him. So you slow your rising to slow the step. Rising trot on a circle line. Come on a circle line. Slow down. Rising trot. Just play. Just let him offer it. That's good. It's coming. Good boy. Big pat. good boy, and then go on again. Don't hold it too long. Don't wait till he loses it. You finish it before he wants to finish it, okay? So he doesn't feel like it's going to be an endless torture. He's got to feel like it's just a game. Rising. Just get a few steps and then finish it. Good boy, pat, and then go on. Good. That's enough. Now you can put him down. So you can see, you know, he's a really willing horse, but this is something that's really, and this is brave of Shanon, because this has been our problem with this horse, training passage. So we haven't, in these sessions, taken horses and shown you their best point. We've actually taken our problems and shown you that and how we work through it. So it's really brave of the riders to do this. But she's going to get it, because if she just keeps going like that and encouraging him, it will come. Because really, we've tried for some time and we couldn't get it. He just had this idea he wanted to do this with his legs. Good, Shanon. It's enough. Let's finish off. He's done a good job. Just make him really... Now, just for that, want to talk about this a little bit. When you've finished your work, you don't just stop and drop the reins, okay? You must stretch your horse at the end. We talked about stretching at the beginning, but the last thing you've got to do when you finish is to make this little bit of stretch trot, stretch the horse over the back. It's really important when you put a little bit of pressure on, like Piaffe Passage, that at the end of your work that you stretch the horse correctly. And I quite like the frame. It's long and low, which is the kind of stretch we want to do there. He's taking the rein and he's stretching his top line and he's relaxing. And you must finish like that, particularly after you've put a little bit of pressure on with the Piaffe Passage work. He's got to finish with that relaxation, not too fast, steady, changes of direction, making a nice stretch. Well done. So he walks, when he comes out of here, he's not thinking, oh, that was horrible, I didn't like being in there. He's got to feel relaxed and happy about what he's doing. Good job, Shanon.
Mary, it was sensational. It was 2 hours gone in a flash. Beautiful horses, beautiful riders, and you made it all really simple, but you never ever erred on what you were working towards. It was such a fabulous example from Kerry's position that the improvement was really, for me, dramatic. I thought it was outstanding and very simply explained and super, and the same with all the horses. So if you could put your hands together, very talented leading Mary Hanna.